Hey everyone, this is Ishmannat Kaur and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So class 10 board exams are starting from 15 February and today is 15 December. So I know there are 2 months left for board exams and a lot of you might be really anxious, might be really worried, or might feel as if they are really unprepared and all of that. But trust me, guys, there is so much you can do in these 2 months. There is so much to do. So, in this video, I will be telling you some tips to ace your board exams in these 2 months. Okay, let's get started. So, basically, I'm going to divide these 2 months into two phases. Number one is your preparation phase, and number second is your revision phase. So let us talk about preparation phase, which is till 15 January. So 15 December to 15 January, you are mainly going to focus on completing out your syllabus, right? So there are some tips which you need to complete out your whole syllabus. First tip is pre-plan your day. Plan your day, that what are you going to do in the entire day. Okay, so you have to plan out your day, that which subject you are going to study, what particular chapter you want to study. Pre-plan your day. Okay, and if you have already done your syllabus, then just identify your weak topics and start working on that. Pre-planning is really important. Now you just cannot be like that, I'll do this today, I'll do that tomorrow. You need to note it down what you're going to do today. You need to note down, you need to plan out each and every step. Okay, so planning is very much important. Pre-plan your day. Just take a little notebook, like I have a small to-do list. You can have like that, you can have this spiral notebook or something like that, and just plan out your day. Now that is totally upon you. When you want to plan, you want to plan before going to sleep, or you want to plan after waking up early in the morning, or you want to plan after you come home if you're still going to school. So that totally depends on you, on when you're going to plan. But important thing is that you need to plan out your day. Then the second tip is NCRT. So now you have to mainly focus on NCRT. Say no to reference books. You don't have to refer to any extra books and all of that for any subject. To be more specific, you can definitely refer for maths if you have done NCRT, which is basics. If your basics are clear, then definitely you can refer. But now you mainly have to focus on NCRT. So for example, for science, just focus on NCRT and especially the activities, because there are some questions at the end of the activities. So you have to do those questions, because CBSE can ask those questions just directly. They can just pick up that question from NCRT and directly ask it. So what you need to do from reference books is, for example, you can solve some numericals of physics again when your NCRT and example is done. Okay, so what should be your approach? If I'll talk about science, just read the chapter, understand the concepts, then solve the NCRT exercises. Then you can also solve those in-text questions, then also go through activity questions, and then go through exampler. And after you're done with this, then move to another chapter. There's no point of searching extra questions on Google and doing it now if you have done that chapter, because that way you will not be able to complete your syllabus, to be very honest. So what you need to do is that you need to first follow this pattern, and then if you have some time left, then definitely you should go for extra questions or extra books. But first, clear your basics, right? Then for languages, I'd suggest English, Hindi, Punjabi, or whatever regional language you are having, just read NCRT, because that really helps. Reading NCRT and reading your own answers, or just reading out some answers or correctors or themes or messages from Google, it will help you, because it will help you know how you can frame out the sentences. So for languages, read out NCRT. For science, just as I told, activity questions are important, because I have solved a lot of sample papers, a lot of previous questions when I was in 10th, and a lot of questions come from activities. I have seen a lot of questions coming from activities. So activities are important. Next is which is the third tip. It is modify your timetable. So if you were having a timetable till now, it's really good if you're following it, of course, because I was a person who always made so many of timetables, but I could never find the ideal one. So I was a person who made so many timetables, but I could never find I could never find that timetable which I could sincerely follow. So first of all, if you don't have a timetable, then make one. Now for timetable, you don't have to specify that, in this particular slot I'm gonna study science, and this I'm gonna study maths, and this I'm gonna study English. You don't have to specify that. Just write study. Or if you cannot follow a timetable just like me, just make sure that you're waking up and your sleeping schedule is fixed, because this is really important, right? And modify your timetable according to when your concentration levels are maximum. For example, I mostly used to study at night because I had good concentration at night. If you are a person who has great concentration in the morning, then you should definitely wake up early in the morning and then start studying. So modify your timetables. And some just other tips which are not subject related, which is just for everyone, which is eat healthy, right? You should eat healthy food and go for physical, just do some physical activity or something, just go for a workout daily. And yeah, that is all for your preparation phase. Hey guys, it is day 2 of filming this video, and we are gonna talk about the revision phase. Okay, so if you have completed a syllabus, then you need to pick up extra books. Then you can use extra books. Then you can solve extra books, right? So only if you have completed a syllabus. If you have completed a syllabus, then pick up extra books. Okay, now you don't have to open NCRT. You need to go through notes. If you are having notes right now, you're on top of the world. Okay, you're on top of the world if you're having notes. And if you don't have, then there are so many online notes, and there are so many websites which provides notes and all. So just go through online notes, right? Next, you don't have to now go through each and every word of NCRT. That is not what we call revision. And now you need to revise through previous year questions and sample papers. Make it a habit. You have to solve one sample paper daily, no matter what. So this is an app called NCRT Books, NCRT Solutions, which has sample papers according to the latest pattern of CBSE. So go download it now. You have to solve one sample paper of both maths and science. If you want to ace your maths and science, then you have to solve one sample paper for both maths and science daily. You can definitely solve for English or social science, but to be very honest, it is like of not a great use, because I have solved some, but it is not of great use. Just make it a routine that after waking up in the morning, you will solve the sample paper of science or maths or whatever, and then you're gonna have your breakfast. Just make it a routine, right? Now, solving sample paper does not mean that you're writing out all of the answers, taking 3 hours writing out all of the answers. No, it does not mean that. You have to basically see if you know that question, if you don't know that question at all, if you have no idea about that question, if you know what would things you can write. You can just write out hints, or you can just have that thing in your mind, that what things I'm gonna add in this question, right? That is called solving. Because you're not gonna write like 3 hours. You're not gonna take 3 hours to just write out those questions, right? Now, another thing is analysis of sample paper. That is really important. So for analysis, just highlight those questions which you don't know at all, then check their solution and go through those topics once again from NCRT, right? And check the questions related to it. Also, after solving out the whole sample paper, put a label on that sample paper, that this sample paper was easy, was medium, or was difficult, or was hard, or whatever it was according to you. Okay, and yeah, before exam, you need to pick out the hard ones, which if you don't have time, then you need to pick out the hard ones, which you find, those sample papers which you found really hard. You just need to pick up those, go through all of those questions, go through their answers again, right? Another problem with sample papers is that whenever you solve a sample paper and you don't know some questions, you get disheartened, you get discouraged, you get demotivated. That happened with me also. So for example, if I talk about science, if I didn't know some questions, I was so disheartened. Like if I didn't know 7 or 8 questions, I was so demotivated. I was like, what will happen of mine in exam? These are just some sample papers and all. don't be disheartened, right? Just check out those questions, check out the solution, and make sure that if that question or questions related to that particular topic come in exam, you don't get them wrong. Okay, getting disheartened or demotivated is not a solution at all, right? Yeah, that's all for this video. I don't have any further tips to tell you guys. I am done with all of the tips, and yeah, go work hard, study hard, and get good marks in board exams. Thank you for watching.